Hi, I'm Congresswoman Terri Sewell, and I'd like to welcome you to our very first virtual grants workshop for scholarships and higher education. In the United States of America, a good education should be a ticket to the middle class. After all, education is the great equalizer, leveling the playing field for students of every background and empowering young people with the knowledge and skills they need to get ahead. It was through hard work and the power of education that this little girl from Selma went on to become Alabama's first Black Congresswoman. My job as your member of Congress is to ensure that every student has the resources they need to reach their God given potential. With the cost of college tuition at an all time high, securing scholarships and other means of financial assistance is more important than ever before. That's why, during my time in Congress, I have worked diligently to provide millions of dollars in educational funding and resources, not only for Alabama schools, but also for our students who are striving for success. Thanks to the historic American Rescue Plan, which I was the only member of Alabama's delegation to support, Alabama's colleges and universities received $800 million to make college more affordable and keep students on track to graduate. In fact, over half of these funds are being used to provide direct assistance to students. But in order to take advantage of these opportunities, our students and families must first know where to look. Today, I am so excited to be hosting our first virtual grants workshop for scholarships and higher education. This workshop will help ensure that students, parents, educators, and administrators in my district know about the many financial resources available to them. I may be biased, but I am proud that Alabama's 7th Congressional District is home to so many great universities and colleges. From the University of Alabama, Roll Tide, to UAB and our fantastic community colleges like Lawson State and Wallace State. And of course, we're also home to some of our premier HBCUs like Miles College, Stillman College, and the Alabama State University, who continue to empower the next generation of Black leaders and scholars. Joining me today are guests from a few of these amazing institutions, as well as the Department of Education. Each of our guests will present information about scholarships, funding, and grant opportunities available from their respective institutions. My guests include Dr. Geraldine Agee from Miles College, Dr. Glenn King Jr., and Miss Marie Jones from Wallace Community College Selma, Miss Lauren Tancock from University of Alabama, Birmingham, and finally, Mr. Isaiah Ellis, Outreach Specialist for the United States Department of Education, Federal Student Loan Division. I want to thank all of our guests for being here, and I'd like to kick it off with our first guest, Dr. Geraldine Agee, Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs at Miles College.
Thank you, Congresswoman Sewell, and thank you for all that you've done, not just for Miles College or for HBCUs, but for the state of Alabama. And Miles College is so excited to be part of this presentation on workshops for scholarships and higher education. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and start talking about Miles College and scholarships overall. So Miles College is located in Fairfield, Alabama, which is just outside of Birmingham, Alabama. We have about 30 academic programs, everything from liberal arts and psychology and criminal justice to STEM programs in biology and the biological sciences, as well as a strong education program. Students that are interested in applying to Miles College, we both have on-ground and online programs for students who are fresh out of high school, as well as non-traditional students. We would love to see you at Miles College. And the way to start that journey is to go to our website and apply to Miles College through our admissions program. At Miles College, it's very important for us to be able to share the best ways for you to be able to be competitive to get scholarships. So I'm going to talk about what makes you competitive for scholarships no matter where you go. The first thing you need to do is do your research. And the 3 things that you really need to know to be competitive in getting scholarships is you need to know yourself, the institutions that you're applying to, and scholarships overall. And what is it that you need to know about yourself? So you don't have to think, well, I have to have this GPA or taken these classes or been admitted to this program in order to get a scholarship. That is one way, and that's called merit scholarships, when you go off of your GPA and your ACT scores. But there's something unique about everyone that's listening to this presentation that Congresswoman Sewell has put together that can be eligible for a scholarship award, whether it's service or leadership or talent-based scholarships, and I'll get into that as well. It's also important to know your institutions. So different institutions have different scholarship awards. You may get a really big scholarship award package that sounds great to go to the university of the big school, but the amount of that scholarship applied to the amount of what it costs to go to that school may not be the same as what you would come out of pocket if you were to pick a different school, say a school that's closer by, or even not only one of our HBCUs or one of our HBCCs. So you always want to think about, at the end of the day, what do these institutions and a degree from this institution mean for you and for your family? So you want to do your research. And I'll give you a little bit of a hint. I have graduated from HBCU. I graduated from one of the largest state schools in the country. I trained at one of the most elite graduate schools in the world. And I believe that I got great education at all of those schools. So think of it this way. If you select a school and they pick you, then that is the place that you're supposed to be. And we want to see you thrive. Now, the other thing that you need to do your research on is scholarships. So don't just think, well, the person that's sitting next to me in my high school class, they got this scholarship, so I want to get this scholarship too. Your scholarship basis may be based on something else, where you might even be able to get more scholarships by focusing on, maybe there are things that have to do with your community or your service or even your faith-based organization. So you want to make sure what's unique to you, unique to the institution that you want to go to, and then also what those scholarships are available. So let's get into the types of scholarships that you can look at. So there are faith-based scholarships. So you might be part of a faith-based organization, and you could go and look up their websites or reach out to your local faith-based leader and ask them about scholarships. And here's a big point. No scholarships are too small. So whether you're getting $20,000 or $200, all of those things really help to build your portfolio to help make college more affordable. There are community-based scholarships. Every single year, there's sororities and fraternities that give out scholarships to students, and they're always looking for students to accept scholarships. And that's not just for when you're a high school graduate going into college. They can also have scholarships for you for when you continue college. And you don't have to be in that sorority or that fraternity. You need to meet their criteria. There are also foundations, like large foundations, like the Gates Foundation has scholarships. There are other foundations that have scholarships. And so what you want to do is do your research and find out those that are great matches for you, your institutions, and the scholarships that you seek. You also can have an opportunity to get scholarships from organizations that you already might be a part of. So let's say if you're a student in one of the Gear Up programs here throughout the state of Alabama, you can also look at organizations that you or your family members might be part of, service organizations, fire departments, or police leagues. Those kind of things those kind of organizations give out scholarships. And scholarships can be merit-based and based on GPAs, but sometimes they can be based on essays or service or you telling your story. Now, in college, we definitely have athletic scholarships, academic scholarships, talent-based scholarships. So that's if you play an instrument or you're a cheerleader, or that if they have a program where they award students that are going to be in their choir. These scholarships can range from everything from book scholarships to a substantial discount on tuition so that students can attend school and do what they're talented at and what they love. And then finally, there are businesses in and around your area that may be looking for students to provide scholarships for. So you want to do your research and find out where you can find those scholarships and be able to apply. So some practical advice on that with scholarships is start early. It is not too early to start in the 10th grade to think about where you want to get scholarships for to go to college. You also want to apply often. So I have a student that I've worked with that's a mentor of mine, and she applies for scholarships all the time. She does it through a portal through UNCF, which I'll talk about, but she's also always looking for scholarship opportunities. So she doesn't think, well, I got a scholarship and it covered everything for this year. What about next year, right? And then also these scholarship organizations that want to give out these funds, they want to be part of a winning team, and you are part of that winning success that they're looking to be a part of. So that's not just your freshman year, it could be your sophomore year, your junior year, and your senior year. Get prepared letters of support. So one thing that students do that I really appreciate is they ask me early for letters of support, but I actually don't mind if they ask me kind of late. Why? Because these deadlines, you might find out about it late, and I don't want any student to ever think, well, it's too late to ask Dr. Agee for a letter of support. Well, I'll tell you what my little trick is that for most of the students that I write letters of support for, we've already prepackaged what is it that we're going to talk about should they need a letter of support. So pretty much what we do is we tweak that letter of support to fit that specific opportunity. But for the most part, any student that asks me for a letter of support, I'm very familiar with them, and I probably have already written one, and I'm happy to do it again. So that's something that's very important that you want to do, is make sure that you have a relationship with your advisors, your coaches, your teachers, your faith-based leaders, those people that can provide letters of support. Because some scholarship applications require essays, some require letters of support, some require your transcripts, some require your resumes. And so some of that can be daunting, and have a student to say, you know what, I don't have all of that in front of me. I'll do it at another time, or I'll skip this one. That's fine. Prepare those documents, because they almost always ask for those documents, and it's great to have it on hand so that you can go ahead and upload it. Specifically your transcripts. It's okay to get an unofficial copy of your transcript so that you can make sure you have a copy of that. And if it needs to be updated, not a problem. Submit the one that you have, and then when you get the award, you can give them the updated transcript as required and as needed. Keep deadlines in sight. And I'll give you another little hint on this. There's almost always a scholarship opportunity happening, throughout the year. But there's certain times of the year where scholarships are really, really competitive, and and people should be looking for scholarships. And that's that's going to be, let's say, September to, let's say, March, where you're looking at these scholarship opportunities for next year for aid. So they can happen year round, but keep deadlines in sight. And the big awards, when you're going to a college and you want to apply for a presidential scholarship that normally provides tuition, books, and all room, a dean scholarship that normally provides something, it could be $5,000 to $10,000 scholarship, depending on the organization that you're a part of. Those definitely have deadlines that are prior to, let's say, around December, the year before you will be matriculating at their college. So keep those deadlines in sight. So some scholarships that are very unique to our HBCUs, and as you know, we have a good number of HBCUs here in the state of Alabama, many that are in the 7th Congressional District, and we are proud to work with Congresswoman Terri Sewell on a lot of activities to help benefit our students. So just giving you a heads up, there are 2 organizations that I really want you to focus on putting in an application for. The United Negro College Fund provides scholarships for any students, regardless of their ethnicity or background, are able to apply for scholarships with UNCF. But when you put in your name and information in the portal, it can send you updates and say, oh, Geraldine's from Ohio. Geraldine's major is psychology. This might be a good fit for Geraldine. So don't ever limit yourself and think that you're ineligible for a scholarship. Go and do your research, because you're probably eligible for more than what you think. The UNCF is a great partner with our historically Black colleges and universities here in the state of Alabama, and they help to provide scholarships to students, including emergency funds. And so you want to go to that website, uncf.org, and sign up for a profile so that you can get alerts on that. You also want to do the same thing with the Thurgood Marshall Fund. They provide funds mostly for our HBCUs that are state organizations. So in the state of Alabama, United Negro College Fund would be Miles College, it would be Talladega, it would be Stillman. Thurgood Marshall schools would be Alabama State. So those students would apply there for those portals. but I would still do my research and check both of them often, because sometimes they have scholarships that are broader. Maybe Target is doing a scholarship and they do it through the UNCF portal. So it doesn't hurt to be aware. And you also could be a good steward of this information and share it and pass it along with a friend of yours that might be at one of these colleges. And finally, we are part of institutions called the Propel Center, and Miles College is part of those HBCUs that are working on career readiness and helping our students to be more competitive. And we are so proud that we had several students that were awarded $10,000 through the Propel Scholarship Fund. There's Jaden Henderson. He got one last year. And that helps students to kind of relieve some of the pressure of paying for academics, but also helps them to focus on their dreams and ideals and their goals. And so he's a singer here on this campus and a musician. And that type of scholarship helps him to be able to go. And he's also a recording artist that has an album out. So by being able to have that scholarship, it helps him to focus on his education and his passion and his talent. And we're grateful for that. We also have programs on our campus that are not necessarily scholarship based, but they help to move students along in terms of their academic progress. We have a TRIO Student Support Services program on campus, and we were just awarded a TRIO Ronald McNair Post-Baccalaureate Achievement Program, which is a research and scholarship program for students who are eligible. And so programs like TRIO, McNair, even students that are in Gear Up programs here on our campus, they can be provided with this support and assistance so that not only can they get into college, but they can stay in college and thrive in college. So we're proud of those programs. So those are my tips and tricks that I know, but really the experts are admissions counselors who can help students who are interested in coming to Miles College. Their name is listed there. There are two of our admission counselors, Tavares and Jacinta. They'll be happy to help students to know whatever they need to know to get prepared to come to Miles College. But again, this is a workshop that's put on by Congresswoman Sewell for the whole state. And so we really want to see wherever you go, we want our students to be successful, but we hope that they can find success here at Miles College with us. And if you have any questions, you need anything else, I am the provost of Miles College. I'm happy to serve President Bobby Knight in this role. All of academics fall under me, but I can make sure that I make contacts to our financial aid office and to be able to get any questions answered. And you can send me questions at provost@miles.edu, and you can find out about all our academic programs and extracurricular programs by visiting www.miles.edu. Thank you so much, Congresswoman Sewell, for this opportunity to engage and to share information, not just about Miles College, but about scholarships overall. We appreciate you and everything that you're doing for the state.
Thank you, Dr. Agee, for your presentation and for the critical information you shared. If you have any questions for Dr. Agee, be sure to leave a comment below, and someone from our office will reach out to you with assistance. Next, I'd like to welcome Dr. Glenn King Jr. and Miss Marie Jones from Wallace Community College in Selma, Alabama. Thank you both for being here. Dr. King and Miss Jones, kick it off.
Thank you, Congresswoman Terri Sewell. Hello. My name is Glenn King Jr., and I serve as Director of Community Relations at Wallace Community College Selma. Joining me here today, I have
Marie Jones, and I am the Director of Minority Outreach. And we are, as he mentioned, at Wallace Community College, which is a predominantly Black institution, one of 23 community colleges within the Alabama Community College system. And we are in the heart of the Black Belt in Selma, Alabama.
Wonderful. Well, Marie, I think the citizens of the 7th Congressional District are possibly ready to take a little tour of Wallace Community College Selma. What do you think?
Yes, let's do it.
Wonderful.
Okay.
At Wallace Community College Selma, we have several degrees and certificate programs.
Starting with our degree offerings, we have a plethora of associate's degrees that you could choose from. So we have associates in arts, associate in science, both of which are transferable to a 4-year institution. We also offer associate in applied science degrees as well. So you can get an AAS in business administration, computer information systems, drafting and design technology, electrical technology, industrial maintenance technology, nursing, which is one of our popular programs, and office administration and information processing.
Wow, Marie, I can get all of that at Wallace Community College Selma within 2 years?
2 years.
Wow.
Okay. So in addition,
We also have certificate offerings as well, to include cosmetology, drafting and design technology, in electrical technology, industrial maintenance technology, masonry, building and trades, welding, office administration, and information processing. And Marie, guess what? I can get those certificates within a year at Wallace Community College Selma. Isn't that great?
that is great. That is great.
Wonderful.
Which one of these do you think is our most popular?
I think the welding is the most popular one.
Yes. We have lots of students from all over the state that come to Wallace Community College just to receive certificates in welding. So, there are more certificates that you could choose from. So there's pipe welding, structural welding, et cetera. So very popular program as well.
And welders get paid pretty good money, right?
They do. They
Oh,
do.
wow. Wow.
Okay.
Wonderful. Well, Marie, let's tell the constituents of the 7th Congressional District about how we help our students once they get to Wallace Community College Selma. We have several programs that we have to assist them.
Okay. To start within the Student Services Division, so we can start with my program, Minority Outreach. We are a newly developed federally funded program through the PBI grant, which is through U.S. Department of Ed, but it's predominantly Black institutions grant. We focus on the access to higher education for African American students that are first gen low income. So we go out to high schools and just talk to them about what opportunities that are available to them, not just at Wallace, but in college in general, because our goal is to ensure that all students have access to higher education. In addition to the outreach and recruitment that we focus on, we also look towards retaining students. So when students come to us, we gather them their first year and give them a first year experience. So also taking them, having them look at their career opportunities, understanding their personality, taking them to 4-year institutions so that when they again leave us, they're furthering their higher education. But in addition to that, we have Student Support Services, which is another federal program, part of the TRIO program, and they pretty much provide similar services to the students. So they're focusing on academic development and just motivating students towards graduation.
Wow, Marie, are there any other programs that we offer here at Wallace Community College?
Yes.
Wow, I can think of another one, Marie.
What is that?
That's the Student Success Center. Marie, I love the Student Success Center. I just love it. And the reason why I love it is because the Student Success Center assists students in all aspects of student life, such as academic, personal, social, as well as career-wise. Also, that particular center monitors students' academic progress to make sure that you're on the path toward graduation. And also, that center provides alternative methods for facing problems to day-to-day life, as well as serving as an advocate for student success and serving as a life coach. So all of these programs help students when they get to Wallace Community College.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Yes.
That is
yes.
awesome.
So you want to ensure the success at the end of the day for all students. Yeah.
Wow. Great.
Okay. So I am thinking we are going to jump into the money. Let's talk about money.
Money.
Okay.
Money. In other words, how can I get funded to go to Wallace Community College Selma? And I know that's a number one priority with all students.
Okay. So with that being said, we do have a couple of different funding opportunities for our students. Primarily, we have Title IV funding, which we only offer. We do not have loans available for our students, because we do not want them to go in debt or be in debt when they leave us. So we only offer Pell Grants and SEOG grants. In addition to those grants, and Work Study, I'm sorry. We also have Work Study. But in addition to those grants, we have a plethora of scholarships that students are able to choose from. So a few of our external scholarships, to note, we have the Dr. James M. Mitchell Scholarship, who is our president of our college. And in memorandum of his son, who has just passed, we have the Mario James Mitchell Memorial Scholarship, as well as a couple of other scholarships available. To highlight, the Catherine Coleman Flower Scholarship is available to Lowndes County students who attend Wallace Community College Selma. And then going more so into our institutional scholarships.
We have the Presidential Scholarship, we have the Academic Scholarship, the Technical Scholarship, we have Certificate Scholarships, Athletic Scholarships. We also have Economic Disadvantage Scholarships, Employee Dependent Tuition Waiver Program. We also have Senior Citizen Scholarships, and of course, one of our other popular programs have scholarships. Marie, what is that?
Our nursing scholarships. So, as we mentioned earlier, our nursing program is one of the top sought out programs in the state. So we have to be able to accommodate those students that come in. So we have the ADN scholarship, the Career Leader Nursing Scholarship, Practical Nursing Academic Scholarship, as well as the Tuition Assistant Nursing Scholarship. And I might add here that in addition to these scholarships and Title IV funding, we also have WIOA grants that students are able to receive in addition to these scholarships and Pell Grants. But pretty much that is available to all of our technical programs, so nursing, our welding, masonry, etc. Pretty much all of the ones that you are able to get a certificate in, you are able to get a WIOA funding for it.
So Marie, let's tell our citizens again, you can come to Wallace Community College, Selma.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not have to get in any debt whatsoever.
Pretty much.
And there are a plethora of scholarships that are available to me if I just simply apply.
Correct.
Wow.
So to start, our students would, our prospective students would apply through, for FAFSA through the federal, the FAFSA, studentaid.gov, sorry, I couldn't think of it. But they will apply there, and first they are awarded the Pell Grant funding. The majority of our students receive full Pell Grant because they are from, low income background, and they have full Pell Grant, which covers the majority of their tuition and fees. And then if they are eligible to receive these scholarships and additional funding, they're just pretty much set. Their education is set, which is awesome. So it'll.
Wow, Marie, that's so ironic that you said that, because I am an alum of Wallace Community College Selma here, mm-hmm. and I was a full Pell Grant recipient as well. And so I left graduating from Wallace Community College debt-free as well. So mm-hmm. everything that you just said is eye-touching to me as well.
That is awesome.
Wonderful.
Let's see what's next. So in addition, we have specifically for our VA, our veterans, we have veteran benefits available to them. All of these listed, so Chapter 31, Chapter 30, 33, 35. There's also the National Guard Education Assistance Program, and as well as, a few others. But we do have veteran benefits available for our veterans. There's like a community here that they could, receive one-on-one focus as well. Okay. All of this information concerning financial aid as well as our programs is available for, everyone to view on our website, which is wccs.edu. And then
you can contact us for financial assistance with financial aid and that's financial.aid@wccs.edu. Phone number is 334-876-9295. And you can also visit our website at www.wccs.edu. Wow, Marie, we have just shared a wealth of information about Wallace Community College Selma. Is there anything else that you could just think about at the top of your head about Wallace Community College and what makes this college so unique?
Not off the top of my head, but what I will say is that no matter where you decide to go to college, financial aid funding is available to you. So it would behoove you all to take advantage of the monies that are available for your benefit.
Well, one thing that I can say about attending Wallace Community College is it was free when I went here as well because of the Pell Grant, but it's a safe place to come, small classroom size, and I had academic advisors who pushed me to the next level, and I'm glad to be a product of Wallace Community College and now an employee of Wallace Community College.
Yes, yes. Well, let's go Patriots.
Absolutely. We now turn it back over to you, Congresswoman Sewell. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. King, for that presentation. As a reminder, if you have a question for Dr. King or Miss Marie Jones, you can leave a comment below, and someone from our office will reach out to assist you. Next, I'd like to welcome Miss Lauren Tancock with the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Sewell. It's a pleasure to be here today to speak with everyone. My name is Lauren Hancock. I'm the Associate Director for Undergraduate Scholarships at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, and we're proud to serve the 7th District. Let's go ahead and get started with the presentation. A little bit just about UAB as a background here. We have over 22,000 students from 100 different companies. The fall 2021 average class had an average 26.5 ACT and a 3.82 GPA. In 2018 and 2019, we were ranked the #1 young U.S. university in the United States. And I like to believe the only reason we still don't have that is because we aged out of it. Students here also have the opportunity to complete undergraduate research on all 7 continents. As a little overview of our diversity on campus, we have 75% of our students come from Alabama, 20% come from out of state, and around 5% are international. We've been recognized by Insight into Diversity as a diversity champion for both our students and our employees for years. We also 7 of 10 Clinton Global Scholars in 2019 were from UAB. If you're interested in any of our academic programs, please know that this is a very easy website for you to access, uab.edu/degrees. This is a very easy way for you to go through, see what programs that we offer, undergraduate or graduate level, including online programs and even certificate programs. Everything is available here for you to see, and you can search or you can browse at your own pace. For those students who are looking to transfer to UAB from a community college, we have a website, uab.edu/transfer credits, and this will answer the question, how will my credits transfer? You'll be able to see how credits transfer from 2-year public colleges in Alabama through the STARS database, how credits transfer from other 4-year institutions you may have, or even international institutions, should you have any college credit from those institutions. This will give you a very easy view to see if your classes will allow you to get credit at UAB towards your core curriculum or your degree program. Now I'm going to spend a little while talking about scholarships at UAB. That's, after all, what I tend to focus on. So we'll talk a little bit about admission scholarships and other opportunities that you'll have as well here at UAB. So this is what we call a grid for our in-state freshman scholarships. You'll see there are actually 4 scholarships here: Presidential, Provost, Green and Gold, and Blazer. And you can see how it's broken down. These are scholarships that are awarded based on information that you provide on your admissions application at the time of admissions. If you meet these requirements, you will automatically be awarded these scholarships. There will be no additional work required on your part to get these awards. This is the amount you will get as well based on the criteria from your test scores and your GPA. A side note here, UAB is test optional through fall 2024. What that means is to be admitted, you do not have to submit a test score. Our scholarships are very similar. The scholarships range the same amounts here from $3,000 to $10,000 for our test optional students. However, we have a different metric we look at for our test optional students. If you have any questions about test optional scholarships, please feel free to reach out to us, or you're welcome to look at our test optional policy that you can find on our website. Our in-state applicants really need to apply by December 1st. That is our deadline for priority scholarship consideration. Anyone who applies after December 1st runs the risk of not being eligible for these awards. So the earlier you submit your application to UAB, the better chance you will be at getting some additional funding from the university. For our transfer students, we offer these scholarships. You can see the deadlines for each semester at the bottom of the screen, and you can also see the requirements here. So if you are a Phi Theta Kappa member at an Alabama or other state community college, you are eligible for our Phi Theta Kappa scholarship. If you are not a member of Phi Theta Kappa, or you're transferring from a four-year institution or an international institution to UAB, we offer the Transfer Excellence and the Transfer Pathway scholarships based on GPA calculated here at UAB at the time of admission. We do offer rolling acceptance for our transfer students, spring, summer, and fall. If you start in the summer semester, important to note that your awarding will not begin until the following fall semester. Our transfer awards, usually, with the exception of one that I'll talk about in just a second, offer up to 6 semesters. So we understand that sometimes not all students have a full 2 years of transferable coursework while they're at a community college. We also understand that sometimes students get to their major coursework and decide that there's something else that they would actually do instead. So we've adjusted these awards now. So the ones that you're looking at on the screen, the Transfer Excellence and Transfer Pathway in particular, are available for up to 6 semesters, which would be 3 years, fall and spring. We also offer what we refer to as national scholarships. These are for our incoming freshmen, and these are what we refer to as stackable scholarships. So the awards that I showed you earlier based on your admissions portfolio, these are scholarships that would stack on top of it. If you are an IB candidate, you would get an additional $1,000 for 4 years. If at the time IB releases their results, you are awarded the diploma, that award bumps up to $2,500 every year for 4 years. We also are really happy to have started recognizing the College Board National Recognition Programs. So if you have been recognized as any of the 4 listed there, you are eligible for $2,500 every year for 4 years. And any of our national merit finalists who declare UAB as their top choice is eligible for a stackable $4,000 scholarship every year for 4 years. A note about our national scholarships: you are only eligible to receive one of these, and the scholarships office will automatically give you the scholarship that has the most benefit to you. So the highest amount to you, that's what we will award you. Some of these awards require you to self-identify in our scholarship management system, Be Smart, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But if you have questions about those scholarships specifically, you can always reach out to us, or your admissions counselor will be able to help you through that process as well. Our competitive scholarships are our most prestigious and high awarding scholarships on campus. For our incoming freshmen, the in-state award, we give this to only 2 to 3 per year. It offers $1,200 to $2,500 per year for tuition. You also get a housing stipend, so it covers the cost of housing at the freshman rate for a double room. And you get a one-time experiential learning stipend to use as you please. This is $2,500, and students use it for anything to support themselves while they're doing undergraduate research over the summer. Students will use it for study abroad. They'll use it to help fund an internship, anything like that that is related to your curricular activities. You can utilize that learning stipend. This is a competitive scholarship, so there is additional information that we need from you. When you complete your B Smart scholarship application, if you meet the criteria for this award, the questions will populate for you. It's an essay question as well as requesting some letters of recommendation. And once we have those from you, you will be automatically pulled in. These awards have a multi-review awarding process. So these they culminate with interviews that we will have with you. And those interviews will happen with a panel on campus of folks that are faculty members, staff, all across campus to come, and we select students for these awards. Our in-state transfer awards, these are known as transfer presidential. There's a variable number per year. We rely heavily on nominations from the community colleges for this. So if you are in a community college in the state of Alabama and you're interested in this, please make sure that you are reaching out to folks on your campus to find out more about this. It is only available to those students in Alabama community colleges, and it is $12,000 per year. So that's $6,000 per semester, fall and spring. The in-state freshman award is available to apply for through B Smart, which I will discuss momentarily. We are also proud to be one of the founding members of the Birmingham Promise Scholarship. So it's available to any incoming freshman who graduated from a Birmingham City high school and meets these GPA and ACT requirements. It covers your tuition for up to 15 hours as well as some related course fees. I'm happy to report that the Birmingham Promise is also a stackable scholarship. So should you be someone who gets one of our merit awards based at the time of admission and you're an IB candidate holder, the Birmingham Promise will still stack on top of that. We do have a program manager for Birmingham Promise, Megan Royal. Her email address is there. You're always able to reach out to her with your questions about Birmingham Promise or to find out how it works or what you need to be eligible. And more information about that can be found at the Birmingham Promise website, birminghampromise.org. B Smart is UAB scholarship software. This is where you can find our other scholarships that we offer that aren't automatically given at the time of admission. So those IB scholarships we mentioned, any departmental scholarships offered by the alumni or advancement teams, performance scholarships, music scholarships, all of those are found in B Smart. If you go to this website today, you will be able to log in once you have your Blazer ID, which you will get upon admission. What you can do today is look at this website and look at our database and see all of the different scholarships that you could be eligible for. It opened on September 1st, so it is available. As soon as you're admitted, you're able to log in. Deadlines and requirements for the different awards vary based on the department who's awarding it. So what you will see when you log in is it asks you to complete your application, and you will only see questions that are specified and tailored to you based on your major, your time of graduation, and information about your biographically. So it's a wonderful tool. We're very happy about it. And once you submit that application, you have submitted an application for every scholarship that you're eligible for. So we do encourage students to complete this, and it is where you will find information about those competitive scholarships that I mentioned earlier, as well as the national scholarships. A little bit about financial aid at UAB in terms of what we offer. So to support your studies here at UAB financially, we do have a couple of different places. Obviously, we discussed Be Smart, but you can also go to our financial aid office. Scholarships and financial aid are separated at UAB. So just keep that in mind. But uab.edu/financial aid will give you tons of information, lots of links to what we offer and what you need to do, including our code to submit your FAFSA to us. FAFSA.gov, the priority deadline for UAB is December 1st. After December 1st, funds are dispersed after December 1st, our funds are dispersed on a basis of whether or not we have them. So keep that in mind. The earlier you can submit it, the better. We do offer support for submitting your FAFSA. If you do need support, you have questions about it, or you just want someone to help you along with the process, please know that's something that you can also request through our financial aid office. We're happy to help you with that. Financial aid that we offer here at UAB, once you complete the FAFSA and you get it to us, we offer 3 different specific types of federal aid: grants, loans, and work study. We do offer Pell Grants for students. We offer the SEOG funds. We do offer loans to students, subsidized, unsubsidized, Parent Plus, as well as alternative loans that should help you support either your study, or if you need extra support just for living, those alternative loans can be very helpful during your study. We do also offer work study positions. So keep in mind that is something that you would need to request. We have a lot of jobs on campus and a lot of people looking for work study. We also have a wonderful program with our work study that offers you to earn your work study funds at certain places off campus. So a lot of students will want to do those specific jobs just to have something a little bit more robust on their resume. So we're very happy with that program as well. So thank you so much again, Congresswoman Sewell, for inviting me to be a part of this. We are really excited to have you guys ask us any questions that you may have or that I haven't answered during this presentation. So all of our contact information is down there at the bottom. And again, my name is Lauren Tancock, and I will pass it back to the Congresswoman.
Thank you, Lauren, for that presentation. Remember, if you have a question about scholarships at UAB, you can leave a comment below and someone from our office will reach out to assist you. Finally, I'd like to welcome Mr. Isaiah Ellis from the United States Department of Education, Federal Student Aid Division. Take it away, Mr. Ellis.
Thank you, Congresswoman. And thank you all and thank you all for coming and learning about financial aid. We are excited to be here. My name is Isaiah Ellis. I'm with the United States Department of Education. I am so happy to share with you resources for the financial aid process, ways that you can access federal financial aid that may benefit you along in your college planning and college preparation process, as well as aid you in funding via your college education, whether you're going to a college, university, or private career school. With that said, let's not waste any time and get right into it. So first and foremost, I'm going to tell you about the studentaid.gov. This is our website that is built just for you. I'm going to cover information about the college scorecard, the estimated loan submitters. Those are additional resources. In addition to other tools and resources, I will cover information as it pertains to the FAFSA, things that you should know, and ways that would help you go through the process seamlessly. Now let's get started with studentaid.gov. When you can access this particular platform via desktop, laptop, or even via your mobile phone by just visiting studentaid.gov. We did make it intuitive. We did make it easy to use. So if you're ever interested in learning about additional information as it pertains to the financial aid process, on the federal financial aid process, please feel free to get started at studentaid.gov. When you visit, you'll also be able to select where you are in the process, whether you're just starting out, whether you're currently enrolled at a college, university, or private career school. If you are a parent or a guardian of a student preparing or attending a college, university, or a private career school, or if you're in the repayment process, let's say you've taken out some federal student educational loans and you want information about those loans, or if you want to just try to figure out what's the best repayment plan for you, you can get started just by visiting studentaid.gov. So that is just to get started. So I wanted to also talk about the types of federal financial aid programs that you should be made aware of. But before we get into those, here are things that you should know about how financial aid works and great tips to help you along the way. Number one, it's always beneficial to start planning early. The earlier you're able to start planning, the better prepared individuals will tend to be. The next thing is filling out the FAFSA form itself, because that would give you access to many of the federal financial aid programs, in addition to many of the state financial aid programs or scholarships and grants that are tied to the FAFSA form at the college, university, or private career school that you attend. You always want to also review your aid offer. That would enable you to know exactly how much money that you need to obtain, or if you have your entire bill covered, for how long, what does it look like? It's always good to know exactly what that aid offer is. The fourth one is accepting and getting your aid. There are many times where students do not accept their aid, and then that funding is not dispersed into their account. You always want to make sure you tie the knot and close the circle and make sure you secure and accept those awards. And the last thing is always if you take out student loans, you are responsible for paying them back. So you should always think about the plan or prepare to repay your loans, the ones that you have borrowed. Some additional 10 items that are helpful items that would help you complete the FAFSA form. The FAFSA is just short for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. The first word in the acronym is free. You do not have to pay to complete the form. By completing the form would also give you the access to additional aid that you may qualify for. So you always want to start out and make sure you complete the FAFSA form. So as you're looking at your screen right now, we're going to go through these 10 helpful tips, 10 helpful items to help you complete the FAFSA form. Number one, you don't have to have it, but it's very, very useful. And that is an FSA ID. That enables you to electronically sign the FAFSA form. By electronically signing the FAFSA form, the FAFSA can be processed in as little as 2 to 3 days. We do have an option of printing out a signature page, but that's going to lengthen the process, which means that it may take several weeks for that FAFSA to process and for that information to then be sent to the college, university, or private career school that you have listed on the FAFSA form. The next helpful items are the documents that you need. Only you know your particular situation. So you may not know what documents to obtain or to collect. So you want to make sure that you are contacting the college, university, or private career school that you plan to attend and find out if they require additional documentation. Typically, what is required of many students is you need to have the information that's listed on your Social Security card. You need to have the tax returns just in case you may not qualify for the IRS data retrieval tool, which is a tool that enables you to populate information onto the FAFSA form that has already been processed by the IRS. The third helpful item is getting help. As you're navigating through the FAFSA form, you will notice a little circle with a question mark inside of it at the end of each question. That's in case you may need additional guidance on how to answer that question. So please feel free to click on that question mark to find out more information about that question. The fourth is starting your FAFSA form and providing your basic information. That will be easily populated if you have an FSA ID. So you want to make sure that if you want to make this process easy, go ahead and create an FSA ID, and you can do so at any time. Number 5 is listing the colleges and career schools. It's very important that you do that, and you just don't limit yourself to the colleges that you are applying to. You want to make sure that you include all the schools that you are even interested in, because what happens is that while the institution, the college or university won't process your information until you have been accepted into the school, but it also puts you in a position where if you decide to apply later, at least they will have that information standing by. The sixth is determining your dependency status. We do ask a series of questions to help clarify whether you're an independent student or a dependent student. If you are a dependent student, we will need the information from your parents or parents. If you are an independent student, then we'll just need your information. But we have a series of questions that you can navigate that as long as you've answered yes to one of those questions, then that will make you an independent student, and we'll just need your information. But also vice versa. If we do answer no to that all of the questions, then you will be considered a dependent student. Number 7 and 8, where we will need the parents' information. So getting that information or collecting that information early on will go a world's way to help you process the information in a timely manner. So make sure that as you're navigating this process, that you understand we'll need not only your information, but your parents' information if you are considered a dependent student. 9 and 10 are very important in the process as well. Number 9 is submitting the FAFSA form itself. So when you go through the time that it takes basically the 30 minutes that it takes to complete the FAFSA form, make sure you submit the FAFSA form, get a confirmation, and also be able to look at your student aid report, which will help explain and provide you information such as how much Pell Grant are you eligible for? Are you eligible to apply for any student loans? Those kind of things will be listed in your student aid report, in addition to your EFC and for this fiscal year. And then number 10, taking the next steps. That's follow up. You always want to make sure when you send off information, you are following up with the college, university, or private career school's financial aid office or business unit to make sure that they have received it. What are the other steps that you need to complete to make sure you secure as much aid as you can? Make sure you take those next steps and make sure you follow up. So if you don't remember anything from this presentation, just remember completing this process and following up are very important in this process. So let's get started with the kind of federal financial aid programs that the United States Department of Education within the Office of Federal Student Aid could offer to you. Number one, we want to start out with the grants, Pell Grants. That's money you do not have to pay back, but that's also based upon need. That would also be on your student aid report at the completion or submission of your FAFSA form. So if you are eligible to take out or to have a Pell Grant, we'll explain how much you need, how much you're eligible for. But again, you need to secure the process and follow up with the institution, make sure that no additional information is needed. Now, what we like to call in acronyms, and you'll see it typically on your offer letters, and that's the FSEOG grant. That is tied to the Pell Grant. So typically, if you are eligible for the Pell Grant and you are below a certain EFC, you also be offered the FSEOG grant. If you wish to go to school and you're going to go into teaching, so one of your major is within the teaching majors, guess what? You may be eligible for the Teach Grant. Now, keep this in mind as well. You have to agree to work in the high needs areas after completion of your college program. Also, if you decide to switch programs, the Teach Grant then becomes a loan. So you want to be sure that if teaching is in your future, you want to take advantage of this particular grant, please feel free to take it to utilize this. You can receive this in conjunction with the Pell Grant as well. And as well as if you served in 9/11, as well as before in the 90s, we do offer the Iraq and Afghanistan service grants for our servicemen and women. We also have Work Study. Now, what Work Study is a program where a student is able to obtain a job on campus, and within that job, they'll be paid out of a pool of money. Part of the Work Study program. As you're navigating through the FAFSA, you're going to see a checkbox indicating, do you wish to sign up for the Work Study program? Please make sure you check the box because you'll be considered for it. Now, you will only be able to get access to that funding only if you're able to secure a job on campus. And then what in turn happens is that you're able to get a check at the end of that pay period for the hours that you worked, and that will be pulled from that. But that'll be pulled from that pool of funding. We do also have loans as well. We have the direct subsidized loans. The direct subsidized loans is for students that are need-based. Now, you have to fill out a FAFSA for that. When you're going through the process, you will be able to know exactly how much you're eligible for. And that's also dictated by your class, if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. Also, the direct unsubsidized loan. That's not income driven. Everyone has access to at least $2,000. So if you go through the FAFSA form and you indicate, I don't wish to provide the information from my parents, then what happens is that you'll automatically be eligible for the unsubsidized loan, and that's the only loan to be able to receive. Direct Plus loans is for if you're a grad or you're a parent. Now, if you're a parent, you're going to take out the funding on the behalf of the student. The funding will be sent to the school on the behalf of the student. For the grad, is the student themselves applying for the Plus loan to be applied to their own account, and that's primarily the difference between the two. And then, if you have taken out a borrowed student loans, guess what? If you borrowed several of them, you can consolidate them into one loan program under one low or mid interest rate. So keep that in mind as well. We do have resources to help navigate this process. Number one, we have the college scorecard, which will help you evaluate what school is a better school in your eyes, in your opinion, based on the data that we provide. You can take a look at it, or we'll provide you about earnings after graduation, the debt to income ratio after a student has graduated, what is the graduation rates for the school. So you take all of these data in this collection of information, and then you'll be able to see which one is a better fit for you. But the college scorecard is a way of you sort of comparing schools one against another to see which one is a better fit for yourself. When you also go to the college scorecard, please feel free to enter. You can search by the school, you can search by your fields of study, or you can show me additional options, which will give you options onto mid-size, large schools, and things like that. We also have information based upon the location, so you can sort of see which ones are further away if you just primarily want to look at the schools in your particular state and compare those as well. So the College Scorecard is a great way of sort of comparing colleges and universities based upon the services and products that they have to offer, programs that they have to offer. We also have a federal student aid estimator. Now, this is a demo FAFSA. So if you're not interested in going through the process itself, you just want to sort of familiarize yourself with the FAFSA form itself, please feel free to utilize our FAFSA student aid, federal student aid estimator, which will give you an idea of how to navigate and what kind of questions that we're asking. So when it comes time to really complete the FAFSA form, you already are sort of familiar with the FAFSA form itself. So keep that in mind as well. And the good thing is too, is that with these particular estimator, we tend to open this up a week before the actual FAFSA comes out. So if you are listening in and you are a senior and you're getting ready to graduate this academic year, well, guess what? The FAFSA is going to open up on October 1st, 2022. So we're going to try to make this particular estimator available to you the week before, then about a couple weeks from right now. So I'm going to repeat that date. If you are a senior or you're going to go to college within the next academic year, the FAFSA opens up this October 1st, 2022. Now, when you're navigating through the estimator, we will need some basic information, sure that you understand exactly who you are and exactly how so the information that's being presented to you at the conclusion of completing the estimator is tied directly to the information that you provide us. So keep that in mind as well. Now, if you have taken out student loans, when I would say it on the outset that we have a loan simulator to help you try to figure out what kind of repayment plans are best fitted for you, that's through our loan simulator. The best way to access that is to go to studentaid.gov. In the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see a little person's icon. Click on that icon, enter your username and password, basically your FSA ID and your password, and then you want to scroll down and click on Loan Simulator. It's going to show you how much loans you have taken out to date. It's going to provide information on your loans as well. And then you'll be able to sort of navigate through the loan simulator to see which one is best fit for you. Do you want to pay one amount across the series of months? Do you want to have more acceleration, which basically means it starts low and ends up high? Or the opposite way, do you want to pay off as soon as possible or pay off by a certain date? You can run these simulations and to be able to see which plan is the best fit for you and apply through this particular program as well. Now, just on the outset, we want to make sure you're able to contact us. The easy way to contact us is by giving us a call at 1-800-4FED-AID. You never want to wait until you are well into January to give us a call for a question you may have now. You want to give us a call as soon as possible. Once again, the number is 1-800-4FED-AID. You can also reach us on social media via Facebook, LinkedIn, on YouTube, Instagram, as well as Twitter. If you have a question, please reach out to us and we'll try to make sure we get back to you as soon as possible. We're always promoting additional information as it pertains to upcoming programs, when the FAFSA is going to be released, if there are issues happening. So always follow us, subscribe to us to get the latest news and information. And so keep that in mind as well. So with that said, I'm going to turn it back over to the Congresswoman, and thank you all for coming.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ellis, for that informative presentation. In closing, I'd like to thank each of my guests for taking the time to present today about the important scholarships and grant opportunities that are available at their respective institutions. I truly believe that this information will help our students and parents access the financial assistance they need to pursue their educational dreams. If you have any further questions or would like to download this virtual workshop, please visit my website at sewell.house.gov and reach out to our grants coordinator, Yolanda Clayton, at 205-254-1960 or by email at yolanda.clayton@mail.house.gov. Thank you all for participating in today's virtual workshop, and good luck to getting into college and finding great scholarships and funding opportunities. Stay tuned to our next virtual grants workshop.